This is the Italian Real Estate Podcast, here to help you with the ins and outs and basics of Italian real estate, presented by ItalianRealEstateLawyers.com.
Hello there, and welcome to another edition of the Italian Real Estate Podcast, presented by ItalianRealEstateLawyers.com. Of course, we are back at it again with Italian attorney Marco Permunian. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I am doing great, thank you. And of course, I'm Rafael Di Furia. And in this episode, we wanted to talk about the purchasing process and do another Q&A with Marco about some of the details about purchasing property in Italy. Of course, some of these things, some of you may be familiar with from previous episodes, but there are some of these questions that do keep coming up from time to time that Marco receives either through private message or even that we receive here in the comment section on YouTube. But Marco, for just the first one, this is actually maybe a question that we haven't really gotten into before. What are the post-sale responsibilities that a new owner should expect when they have purchased a property in Italy?
First and foremost, if you purchase the property from somebody else, I believe the first thing that you need to check is whether the water, electricity, and gas are active. And if they are, transferring the utilities onto your name will be fairly easy and quick. But then if the property was not being used by the previous owner and all of the utilities were deactivated, you will need to activate them back, which will take a little bit of time. So I believe that's the first thing that you need to worry about, utilities, especially if you want to live in the property immediately. Also, the next concept that you might have to familiarize yourself with is property taxes, meaning annual taxes. And the amount is determined based on the type of property, based on the area, based on the municipality where the property itself is located. Also, you might be exempt from property taxes if you're buying your first home in Italy. So if you can benefit from the program for first home owners that is offered by the Italian government. And of course, we talked about that extensively in other videos, but basically, if you're buying your first home in Italy and if you establish residency in that property within 18 months from the purchase, you will be exempt from paying annual taxes. And finally, you'll have to worry about the so-called waste tax, which in Italy is known as tari, and that is a tax that is imposed by the Italian government regardless of whether you actually produce waste, and you will have to pay that tax again if you live in the property regardless of whether you produce waste or the amount of it. The calculation is based on calculations made by the Italian government.
Very interesting, Marco. There are a lot of things that you definitely have to take into consideration with the purchasing of a home, and not just before the process, but after the process. But for those who are thinking about maybe a €1 home, what are potentially some of the unforeseen costs that may come up?
The €1 home program is a program that is offered by several Italian municipalities with the intent to repopulate those towns and to sell properties that were abandoned by the owners. Basically, there are situations in central and southern Italy where the government has seen that these towns no longer have people that live there. So the goal is to, of course, for the new owners to renovate these properties and at the same time for new people to go and reside in these towns. Now, they advertise heavily these programs by saying that these towns are selling properties for €1, but in a lot of cases there are hidden costs, of course, where it's not really €1, but it's a bid. So you have to offer a certain amount of money to purchase the property, and you have to compete with other people. In other cases, there is a situation where the government wants that you declare that you have a plan to renovate the property, and they want you to finish the renovation works within a certain period of time, and you have to commit to a certain renovation plan, and you have to put down a deposit, a guarantee, which you will lose if you don't begin or finish the renovation works within a certain period of time. So there are definitely hidden costs to be taken into consideration, and it's not €1 the final price in most cases. So just be careful and try to understand as best as you can the requirements, or talk to a professional like ItalianRealEstateLawyers.com to help you navigate that process. And especially when renovation works are imposed by the municipality that is selling these properties, you will have, of course, to take into account the amount of the renovation works that are necessary, especially if the property that you're purchasing is not in good condition, which is normally the case.
And so, Marco, going off in a bit of a different direction here, something that's also very important to the purchasing process, maybe a little bit less when it comes to the €1 homes, technically speaking. Maybe I'm wrong here, but the cadastral value of the property or any property in Italy, what is that and how does that come into play during the process?
That is a very important question because a lot of people are wondering what is the cadastral value and why does it even exist? And the cadastral value has a very specific explanation. And a lot of times is confused with the market value of the property, but it's a value that is completely different and has nothing to do with the market value. And it can be actually very different from the market value. The cadastral value is the physical value of the property, basically. So the value on paper of the property, the value assigned by the Italian government to that specific property. And it's used to calculate taxes, for example. Purchase taxes and annual taxes are both calculated based on the cadastral value of a property. And like I said, while in some cases it could be very similar to the market value, in some cases it can be very different.
Thank you, Marco. And another question that's related to this part of the process with actually purchasing. What is the geometra and why is it necessary to have one when purchasing a home in Italy?
It is important to rely on a surveyor, which is the English word for geometra, especially when it comes to carrying out due diligence between the preliminary agreement and the final contract of sale, which is a period of time during which you are basically allowed the time to do your due diligence. And especially if you want to check technical documents or if the property has issues from a structural standpoint, or the compliance with the floor plan, then in that case, a geometra comes into play. It can help you figure out whether everything is good or if you're going to have to request that papers or even structural problems of the property needs fixing.
Thank you, Marco. And actually, just one last question that's actually maybe slightly related to this because you mentioned about the floor plan. If somebody is thinking about kind of doing some work on their property after they've purchased it, as many individuals would they have to go through any planning permissions or even think about having the floor plan redrawn? Or how would that all end up working?
Ultimately, it depends on the kind of renovation works that you intend to do. So if you're just planning on changing the color of the facade, then probably nothing needs to be done in terms of floor plans. But if you're planning on doing heavy renovation works, then it might be necessary to hire a professional that specifically needs to look at whether the floor plans needs to be changed or adjusted and whether a specific application needs to be done at the town hall and filed at the town hall to get permission to do the works that need to be done. It will also depend, of course, on whether you live in a historic center or even if you live in a shared apartment, in a condominium, or if it's just a standalone home, as you know, the kind of applications that you need to file will change depending also on the type of property that we're talking about. But if you're planning on doing major renovation works, the first step is, of course, contacting a general contractor or an architect to help you out with that task.
Well, thank you so much, Marco, for going into this topic. And of course, if anybody is needing help with anything that we've discussed today, how can they get in contact with you and your team?
People can contact us through our website, italianrealestatelawyers.com, or give us a call. Our number is on the website.
Absolutely fantastic. And of course, if you're interested in more like this about purchasing property in Italy or anything that has to do with where you might want to purchase property and any other details that come along with it, be sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel as well as the audio only podcast. But of course, if you're subscribed to this YouTube channel, that means you're also automatically subscribed to not only this project, but the Italian Citizenship Podcast. And also, if you're interested in more about life abroad and living abroad from the perspective of a dual citizen expat, feel free to come over to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Rafael Di Furia, or you can search for Not Your Average Globetrotter on YouTube, Google, or your favorite podcasting platform of choice. And of course, again, we have been here with Italian attorney Marco Permunian from ItalianRealEstateLawyers.com. I'm Rafael Di Furia. Stay safe and healthy out there, and we will see you all next time. Later.
Thank you.